I apologize. This is part two, as promised, because I'm dealing with growing pains right now, meaning storage. You know, I used to not have any content. Now I got so much content that, hey, you gotta pick your battles, right? But like I was saying, and I'm gonna leave you with this. Um, like I was saying, so he came into a lot of money in a short period of time. So, long story short, the money got to his head. He became extremely egotistical, and he wasn't really. One thing I used to love about this dude is that he wasn't really that guy. You know what I mean? I was that guy. All of a sudden, he became that guy. I even talked to him like, "Hey, you starting to look like the old me. It's not what you want to be." He didn't really listen, or whatever it was. He's the type of guy that's not really gonna tell you how he feels, right? He's gonna keep it to himself. But silence speaks volume, nigga. You ain't gotta tell me how you feel because I see it. The results are your life right now. I ain't even gonna speak on it. But best believe that the nigga got a baby mama. The nigga got a baby mama that he don't want, that he don't like, all because ego got to his head. All because back then, when I try to put the nigga up on game, you know what this nigga said? Oh, I don't need it. I already got it. I don't, I know how to get women. I was like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. Respect. You got it. You don't need to improve. You know everything. And guess what? I'm about to be 30 with no kids. He's already up there in age and he got kids. Not to say that kids are a bad thing and everything like that, because kids are a blessing. You know what I mean? Kids are a blessing. But nigga, if you're gonna have kids, make sure that that's what you want and you're ready for it. That's the message I was desperately trying to tell this nigga back then. But when you're not used to money and you touch some money, it's really gonna reveal who you really are. Hold on, let that sink in. That was deep right there, huh? Be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. Everybody wish for money, right? Everybody want to be rich, right? Most people think being rich is about how much money you can make. It's not. If you think so and you get the money, you're gonna be fucked up in the game. Word of advice, you might want to get this book. There might be something in there that you need. You did? I'm trying to help. Please forgive the delivery, okay? I'm saying the N-word. I'm black. You know what I mean? That's how we talk. Get over it. It's just a word. Get over it. Please. Listen to the message. Read between the lines, please. Stop reading a book, judging a book by its cover. You're hurting yourself by doing that. A lot of people see this book right here, see Think and Grow Rich, and they're like, oh, so you got money now. Oh, okay. Man. Don't be like that, please. Don't be like that. Chances are the book that you're judging is the book that you need. But you don't even know that. You think you see things because you just so happen to see things. And nothing happening by coincidence. This is an orderly universe. Everything is run by God. Believe it or not. Everything is done by design, believe it or not. I suggest you start praying every day, especially when you wake up, especially when you go back to sleep. That's when your subconscious mind is most open, most vulnerable, most able to change your habits. That's how you do it. Prayer. When I used to be an Uber driver, I picked up the whole city pretty much. You know what I mean? I had a whole bunch of people in my car. And one thing I'll never forget to this day, I picked up a very extremely rich, wealthy black woman. How do I know that? I drove her to her house in Potomac and I saw it. If you know about the DMV, you know what Potomac is. It's the richest area. It's where the rich people live. Nothing but huge mansions over there. If you want to be inspired, go take a ride on River Road. Go watch those mansions, those big houses, those compounds. Go get inspired and go get yours. But you know what she told me? I was like, oh, this is a great house. How you did it? How you get it? She was like, hey, this is a big house, yes, but it's big bills that come with it too. When she said that, I got less excited. But I think she sensed that. So you know what she said after that? She said, it's nothing but God. And I was like, yeah, of course, yeah. Everybody prays, yeah. Man, she told me something very deep right then and there. I just wasn't ready to get it at the time, but I let it marinate. And guess what? That idea that she planted in my mind, it's exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing now. You want to get rich before you get rich. Trust me. You don't want to get rich if you're not already rich already, because you're not going to be able to maintain it and you're going to be miserable because of it. I suggest you get this book right here. You're doing yourself a disservice by not getting this book and applying its principle and reading it every day. You really are. You're doing yourself a big disservice. You can literally learn. If you sat in the library, right, and learned for 100 years, and that's all you did, right? You didn't even eat, you didn't shower. All you did was learn something, read for 100 years straight, right? Since you like to work hard, right? Go ahead, work for 100 years straight. Don't sleep, don't eat. Watch what happens. You could do that and find out the hard way, or you could simply go to Barnes and Noble or any other bookstore and get this book. The hardest people on earth are those Chinese children who work in those factories that be having child labors. You know what I mean? We all know. We don't like to look at that fact, but that iPhone you're using, that I'm using right now, the way that it was designed is probably not ethical as we like to believe, but we like to turn a blind eye on that. But that's another story for another subject. The point I'm trying to make is it's not about how hard you work, because nigga, you definitely not working as hard as those little Asian kids working from sunup to sundown. You're not working as hard as them. And guess what? They're not making no money. Because guess what? It's not about how hard you work. John D. Rockefeller said something amazing. He said, if all you do is work, you ain't got time to make no money. Read this book. It's going to explain exactly why he said that. He's mentioned in that book too, by the way. But anyways, I pray and hope that this message finds you in a great state of mind. And if not, may this message turn your mindset for the better so that you can too become conscious of the wealth that you was born with already and use it towards your benefit and become one of the 1% as well, and have money work as your servant instead of being a servant for money just like most people. Stay blessed. Take care.